There is a mystery, a strength, and a power in a woman who knows what to hide. A woman who understands that not everything about her should be exposed to the world, moves with an undeniable force. She does not live for the approval of others. She does not waste her energy explaining herself. She does not invite unnecessary battles by giving away what should remain hidden. Today, I want to reveal something that will elevate a woman above the noise, above the distractions, above the traps set by those who do not wish her well. There are 3 things a woman must always hide if she wants to remain strong, untouchable, and unstoppable. The first is her next move. A woman who announces her plans too soon gives others the opportunity to sabotage them. When people know where she is going, they may try to block the road. When they know what she is building, they may try to tear it down before it stands. But a woman who walks in silence, who makes her moves in the shadows, who works while others sleep, she is the one who shocks the world. When she finally arrives, no one saw it coming. When she succeeds, no one can take credit but her. A wise woman does not reveal her steps before they are taken. She moves with precision, guided by purpose, and when the time is right, the world will witness what was meant to be. The second is the depth of her love. Love is powerful, but love fully exposed becomes a vulnerability. When people know how much she loves, some will take it for granted, some will test it. Some will try to see how far they can push her, how much they can take before she breaks. But a woman who loves with wisdom, who gives without revealing, who protects her heart while sharing it, she is the one who remains in control. A strong woman does not beg to be loved. She does not plead for attention. She does not throw herself at those who do not recognize her worth. She carries herself with dignity, and because she does not reveal the full measure of her heart, only those who truly value her will fight to keep her. The third is her greatest struggles. The world does not need to see her wounds to know she has fought battles. Too many wear their pain like an open book, hoping for sympathy, seeking validation. But a wise woman knows that her struggles are her refining fire. She does not announce her suffering to those who cannot help her. She does not invite the world into her moments of weakness. Instead, she rises in silence, heals in private, and when she steps forward, she does so with strength, not sorrow. A woman who keeps her struggles hidden does not pretend to be without pain. She simply refuses to let her pain define her. She understands that battles are meant to shape her, not break her. And when she emerges from the fire, she carries only the strength, not the scar. A woman's power is not in how much she reveals, but in how much she withholds. She does not owe the world an explanation for her dreams. She does not owe anyone a roadmap to her future. She does not have to prove her love to those who do not see it, nor must she expose her wounds to those who cannot heal them. She walks with purpose. She moves with wisdom. And because she hides what must be hidden, she remains a force that no one can weaken, no one can predict, and no one can break. Let them wonder. Let them guess. Because the woman who knows what to hide will always be the one who cannot be stopped. A woman's struggles are not meant for public display. The world is not always kind to those who suffer, and too often people mistake vulnerability for weakness. When a woman openly shares her deepest wounds, she exposes herself to judgment, to pity, and to those who may use her pain against her. Not everyone who listens is there to understand. Some listen to gossip. Some listen to mock. Some listen to find the cracks in her armor so they can break her further. But a wise woman understands that not every battle needs an audience. And not every scar needs to be shown. There is strength in silence. The woman who faces her storms without broadcasting them possesses a power that many cannot comprehend. She may cry, but she does not cry to those who wish to see her fall. She may hurt, but she does not allow her pain to define her presence. She carries her struggles with grace, knowing that every hardship is a lesson, every heartbreak is a teacher, and every challenge is a stepping stone. The world does not need to see the process, only the result. She knows that the more she reveals her suffering, the more some will rejoice in it. But when she heals in silence, she rises without warning, and by the time they realize her strength, she is already beyond their reach. This does not mean she must suffer alone. There is wisdom in seeking support, but true strength is in choosing carefully who is worthy of seeing her at her lowest. Not everyone deserves access to her tears. Not everyone deserves to know the depths of her struggles. She shares only with those who uplift her, those who pour into her, those who understand the weight she carries without turning it into a spectacle. And in doing so, she protects her spirit from the world's cruelty, ensuring that her battles remain her own, her victories, her testimony, and her strength, her greatest secret. The strongest woman is not the one who has never suffered. She is the one who has suffered in silence, risen without applause, and walked forward without looking back. Let them wonder how she made it. Let them question how she survived. Because she knows the truth. Her struggles were never meant to be displayed. They were meant to be overcome. And she has done just that. A woman's power is in her mystery. The moment she announces her next move, she invites resistance. People do not always celebrate ambition. They fear it. They envy it. And some will do whatever they can to stop it. The dream she speaks too soon can be sabotaged before it even begins. The opportunity she shares prematurely can be stolen from her hands. The plans she makes public can be undermined by those who do not want to see her rise. A wise woman understands that silence is her greatest weapon. She does not reveal where she is going until she has already arrived. She does not share what she is building until it is too strong to be torn down. She does not allow the noise of the world to interfere with the voice of her purpose. Some will ask, "What are you working on?" Some will pry, "What's next for you?" But she knows better than to answer. She moves in silence, taking each step with intention, knowing that secrecy is not deception, it is protection. The world has a way of doubting what it cannot see. When she keeps her plans hidden, there is no room for negativity. No space for discouragement, no opportunity for those who lack vision to impose their fears onto her dreams. She does not need validation from others to confirm the path she walks. She knows that success is sweetest when it is unexpected, and the most powerful moves are made without an announcement. Even those closest to her do not need to know everything. Not because she does not trust them, but because some journeys must be taken alone. Some growth happens in the quiet. Some transformations are meant to be revealed only when complete. When she emerges, when she steps into her new season, when she walks into the life she has been preparing for, there will be no warning. There will be no explanation. There will only be results. Let them wonder, let them be surprised. Because by the time they realize what she has done, it will already be too late to stop her. Love is a woman's greatest gift, but when given without wisdom, it can also become her greatest vulnerability. She carries within her the ability to nurture, to heal, to uplift. But if she exposes the full depth of her love too soon, she risks having it taken for granted, misused, or even broken. Not everyone understands the weight of the love she gives, and not everyone deserves to experience it in its entirety. A wise woman knows that love is not just an emotion, it is a power that must be guarded, given only to those who will honor it. When a woman lays bare the full measure of her love, some will see it as an open invitation to test her limits. They will assume she will always forgive, always stay, always endure, no matter how they treat her. They will mistake her kindness for weakness, her patience for naivety. But a woman who loves with wisdom does not allow her heart to be used as a stepping stone for others. She does not pour endlessly into those who only take. She does not give so freely that her own cup runs dry. She knows that her love is valuable, and she offers it only to those who prove themselves worthy of holding it. This does not mean she withholds love out of fear. It means she understands that love should be revealed in layers, not all at once. She allows people to earn her trust before she gives them her heart. She does not chase, she does not beg, and she does not stay where she is not valued. Her love is not a performance to gain approval. It is a sacred part of her soul, meant for those who cherish it, not exploit it. The most powerful love is not the one that is displayed for all to see. It is the love that is given with intention, with discernment, with a deep understanding of its worth. She does not waste it on those who cannot appreciate its depth. She does not prove it to those who demand it but do not deserve it. And because she guards her heart, she remains in control, not of love itself, but of who is allowed to experience the fullness. Let them wonder how much she truly loves. Let them question how deep her heart goes. Because the woman who does not reveal everything keeps her power, her dignity, and her ability to walk away when love is no longer being honored. A woman's financial status is a secret she must guard, for wealth, whether in abundance or in struggle, draws attention, some of it good, much of it dangerous. Money has a way of exposing the true nature of those around her. If she is wealthy and flaunts it, she will attract those who come not for her, but for what she can give. If she is struggling and speaks of it too freely, she will invite pity from some and silent judgment from others. Either way, when the world knows too much about her financial position, she risks becoming a target, either of expectation or exploitation. A wise woman understands that her financial power is not in what others perceive, but in what she knows and controls. She does not measure her worth by the numbers in her account, nor does she seek validation by displaying what she has accumulated. She moves with quiet confidence, allowing her financial stability to be a foundation, not a spectacle. She understands that money in the wrong hands can be a weapon, and so she does not make herself an open book to those who may seek to take advantage of her success. When a woman keeps her financial affairs private, she remains in control of her own narrative. She does not allow people to assume she is available to fund their dreams while neglecting her own. She does not allow opportunists to attach themselves to her, pretending to care while secretly watching her pockets. She does not live to prove anything to anyone, because she knows that true wealth is not in what is seen, but in what is secured. Even in times of struggle, she does not broadcast her lack, because she knows that desperation invites manipulation. There are those who will offer help not out of kindness, but in exchange for control. There are those who will pretend to lift her up only to hold their power over her in the future. But a woman who understands the value of discretion will never allow herself to be reduced to a position of dependence on those who seek to use her misfortune as leverage. She invests wisely, spends carefully, and builds silently. She does not need to prove her success, nor does she need to announce her hardships. She moves in wisdom, knowing that financial security is not just about money. It is about control, independence, and freedom. And when she keeps her financial status hidden, she ensures that no one can dictate her choices, her worth, or her destiny. Let them wonder. Let them guess. Because the woman who guards her financial truth will always remain in power. A woman's true weaknesses are not for the world to see. In a world that preys on vulnerability, she must guard the places where she is most fragile. The moment people discover what weakens her, what shakes her, what wounds her spirit, she risks becoming an easy target. Not everyone who listens is there to understand. Some listen to manipulate, some watch to take advantage, some wait for the perfect moment to strike when she is most defenseless. But a woman who moves with wisdom does not allow anyone to hold the key to her undoing. Weakness is not a flaw. It is a reality of being human. But when exposed to the wrong eyes, it becomes a weapon that can be used against her. If they know her fears, they can control her decisions. If they know her insecurities, they can break her confidence. If they know what brings her to her knees, they can keep her there. This is why she must choose carefully who she allows into the deepest parts of her soul. Not everyone deserves access to the fragile corners of her heart. Not everyone is meant to know the silent battles she fights when no one is watching. A wise woman understands that strength is not in pretending to be invincible, but in knowing where to conceal her vulnerabilities. She does not deny her pain, but she does not display it for the world's amusement. She does not run from her struggles, but she does not allow them to become the story others use to define her. She faces her weaknesses in private, overcomes them in silence, and when she steps forward, the world sees only the woman who refuses to be broken. Even those closest to her do not need to know everything. Love and trust do not require full exposure. A woman who shares every fear, every insecurity, every doubt with another person gives them too much power over her. Not all betrayals come from enemies. Sometimes they come from those she once trusted the most. But a woman who keeps her true weaknesses hidden ensures that no one, no matter how close, can ever fully dismantle her. The strongest woman is not the one who has never been weak. It is the one who has never allowed the world to use her weakness against her. She does not seek sympathy, she does not beg for understanding, and she does not need validation from those who do not carry her burdens. She rises without explaining, she endures without complaining, and she triumphs without revealing the cost of the battles she has fought. Let them wonder what could break her. Let them question how she remains unshaken. Because the woman who hides her true weaknesses ensures that no one will ever have the power to destroy her. A woman's spiritual battles are not for public display. There are wars she fights in the unseen, storms that rage within her soul, and burdens she carries in silence, battles that no one else can fight for her. The weight of her struggle is not meant to be understood by the world, because the world does not always offer understanding. Some will question her faith, some will mock her journey, and some will disguise themselves as supporters while secretly hoping she stumbles. A wise woman knows that not everyone deserves to witness the sacred warfare of her spirit. Her battles are fought in the quiet, in the midnight hours when no one is watching. She wrestles with fears that she dares not name. She faces demons that the world will never see, and she walks through valleys that would break others if they had to endure even a fraction of what she carries. Yet, she does not cry out for attention. She does not beg the world to recognize her struggles. She fights with the strength of her soul, knowing that some victories are meant to be won in secret. She knows that when she shares too much of her spiritual struggles, she risks exposing her faith to those who will question it, challenge it, and even attempt to weaken it. Some will offer false comfort, not to uplift her, but to plant seeds of doubt. Others will pretend to guide her, only to lead her further into confusion. But a woman who walks with wisdom guards her journey fiercely. She does not allow the world's noise to drown out the voice of truth within her. She does not allow her struggles to be dissected by those who do not understand the weight of her calling. Even in moments of weakness, she does not let the world see her falter. She does not need to prove her faith, nor does she need validation for the battles she fights behind closed doors. She knows that every struggle has a purpose. Every trial refines her, and every storm she endures is shaping her into the woman she is meant to become. She is not defined by the weight of her battles, but by her ability to rise from them. Let them wonder where her strength comes from. Let them question how she continues to move forward when everything should have broken her. Because the woman who hides her spiritual battles understands that her power is not in proving her struggle, it is in overcoming it. She does not seek applause for her endurance, nor recognition for her suffering. She fights in silence, she grows in the unseen, and when she emerges, the world will see only the victory, never the war she had to fight to get there. A woman's strength is not in what she reveals, but in what she protects. The world does not need to know her next move, because success is built in silence. It does not need to see the full depth of her love, because love, when exposed too freely, can be taken for granted. It does not need to witness her struggles, because pain is not a performance, and healing happens in private. Her financial status, her weaknesses, and the spiritual battle she fights in the unseen, these are not for public consumption, but for her own wisdom and growth. She moves with intention, speaks with purpose, and guards what is sacred. She does not waste time explaining herself to those who will never understand her. She does not seek validation from a world that does not define her. She knows that mystery is power, that silence is protection, and that wisdom is knowing what to hide. Let them wonder, let them guess, let them question how she continues to rise despite knowing so little about her journey. Because the woman who protects her secrets, guards her heart, and moves in silence is the one who remains untouchable, unstoppable, and truly free.